What's up, my motherfucking beautiful folks? This is your boy, Troop Tech. Hey, y'all, I decided that I was going to make this video because one of the comments in the comment section, Mr. Judge, he didn't recognize me because I wasn't in a car talk. Let me show you my beautiful eyes. Beautiful brown eyes. That's what my wife said. Beautiful brown eyes. Let me put my glasses back on because my brother's eyes is feeling kind of fatigued because it's so bright outside, you know, because of all the clouds. Hey, y'all, for real though. So I was when I was reading the comment, Mr. Judge, I forgot what it said verbatim, and I don't have it like next to me to be able to refer to it. It really had me thinking about something. The Battle Rick account versus the private personal account. The immediate thing that I thought was, isn't it interesting how in times in life, in different chapters in life, our identity gets wrapped up in the things that we have. Let's say the cars that we drive, the bikes that we ride, the houses we live in, the works we work at, the employers that we work for, whatever, the clothes that we wear. It all becomes part of our identity. For most people. Because it's left unchallenged. It's the unseen. It's the repetitive. It's the habitual. And it's like, I think about, there was a time, it wasn't that long ago, but it seems like a long time ago. My wife was in nursing, or just became a nurse, and she's working with all these doctors. And I was driving a Chevy Equinox. It was a POS. And those of you know what POS means, it was a piece of garbage, but it looked good. The tinted windows, it was always waxed. It had all the trimmings, whatever, had a good stereo system. It was so fresh and so clean. And then the truck, which is what I'm driving now, currently has 200,050 miles. Just hit the 200,000 miles yesterday. And we've had it since 2004. I love my truck. I've loved the truck ever since I got it. Granted, the truck is older, and the hood, because of being in the sun, the paint, the clear coat or whatever, it's been basically baked off the hood and the roof. But everything else, I mean, it's in perfect condition as far as like whatever. Even had the I think it was a small block replaced. So basically, at like 80,000 miles, I ended up getting a brand new engine because there was a manufacturer defect that the pistons broke through the bottom block, and they replaced it for free because it was under the powertrain warranty. So when she was driving to the hospitals and driving to the clinics and stuff, she was driving to these areas where it seemed like everyone had brand new cars, Mercedes, BMWs, Maseratis, you know, brand new like Honda CRVs, and you know, so on and so forth. And then she drives up in this 2004 Toyota Tacoma with age. And she started feeling like, oh man, this is not, I feel so out of place. I feel like everyone's staring at me. I feel like I don't belong. What's interesting is that wherever she goes, she's like the smartest person in the room. So her intelligence, her inner beauty, her successes, her multiple bachelor's and master's degrees, all of that goes out the window the moment that all these material things start to become the more evident, the differences between people. And she made that correlation. I made that correlation. I was like, dang. I never even thought of it from that standpoint, because whenever I would go to clients' houses, I would be driving my Chevy POS to people that, you know, have their multimillionaires, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, pro athletes. But they cared about my intelligence, my personality. But I did feel that I was out of place everywhere I went. So I'm looking at the Battle Rec account, looking at my personal account, and I'm thinking, damn, I feel good rolling this Battle Rec account. I feel amazing running this Battle Rec account. I feel like nobody can stop me. I feel like nothing will stop me, except for an army. I am on top of the world like Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. I think it was Claire Danes. Or that was Romeo and Juliet. You get what I'm saying, when he was on the tip of that Titanic battleship of wealth. I feel like I'm flying. That's what a brother feels like when he's in a Battle Rec account. And that's kind of the same feeling when you get when you have a Chevy POS and you get to drive a Maserati around, brand new 2020. And it's because, you know, a client of yours or a friend of yours says, you know what, I just need some miles put on this thing, and you know, I have about 4 of them. So yeah, drive it as long as you want. And as time goes on, I feel like I'm the man. I feel like nothing in the world matters except for this feeling, this mirage, this facade. And that's why we put a lot into our clothing, the cars that we drive, the material things, because it hides what's on the inside. I don't feel like I am good enough. I don't feel like I'm significant or lovable enough or good enough to be significant. I need a tribe. I need people to accept me. So I'm going to do everything that I can to be accepted. I'm going to listen to the music that everyone else is listening to. I'm going to drive the type of vehicle that everyone else around me is driving. I'm going to dress the way that everyone else around me is dressing. I'm going to fall to the level of expectations and patterns that everyone else around me is doing, because I need to not stand out like a sore thumb. What? Whoa! Did I get all that from the damn comment? I don't recognize you because you're not in your car. You gosh dang correct. For real. That's how my mind works. That is exactly how my mind works. I'm always connecting dots. I'm always thinking in metaphor. And it's interesting though, because it also brings me to that scene in The Pursuit of Happiness when Will Smith, turn out my hair, and that when he was walking up to that financial firm, or I forgot where he was, but this guy drives up in a Ferrari or something in the front of the building. He gets out, and Will Smith sees it, and he says, I have a question I have to ask you. How did you get this car, or something like that? Or how do I get this car? Or what did you do to get this car? And he told him, and I think it was like selling stocks, or forgot what it was. Being a stockbroker. Dude had no car. He was homeless. Him and his son were homeless. And it's like when you look at the real versus the mirage or the facade. The real are the individuals who have sacrificed, literally, they have sacrificed time and money to get that level of hanger. The modules, the pilot skills, the bots, the weapons, all of that. Time and money. Regardless if it's a 50-50, that's a lot of time playing and a lot of money spent. You have those people that are like an 80-20. A lot of time spent in the game and some money spent in the game. And then you have the others in the 80-20, which is a lot of money spent and only 20% of time invested in the game to get that type of level hanger like the battle wreck account hanger. So either way, someone is hurting some area in their life. So if it's money that they've put into the game and less time put in the game, they have more time to spend with their friends and their family, or their family and their friends, or on their own businesses and their family. But that money that was spent in the game was taken away from their business or their family. The other side of the coin is the time. A lot of time taken away from their family and their business, and just a little bit of money taken away from their family and their business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a So it's kind of like, what consequence do you want? What negative? Because there's both positive and negative consequences that happen with every single situation and every choice that we make. There's always positive and negative consequences. It's how you're perceiving it and how wide your blinders are. Because there is a point to where you can't see behind you if your blinders are way open and you're seeing everything in front of you, but your peripheral vision is picking up things that you're not consciously aware of, that your brain is picking up. That's back here. But your eyes are still picking it up in addition to what you're hearing. So it's plus. There's a plus sign right here. Eyes, ears. Whereas here, it's eyes. Because there's a missing layer here. So your ears have to work harder to see. You know what I'm saying? But it's a mirage. Because every time that you run up against someone who has that level of an account, can't help but say what was sacrificed to get that. Because that car, that person is driving that car, that person could be a person like me. Hey, I got 5 Maseratis. I need some miles put on this one. Drive it as long as you want. So that person drives by. They might not even own that car. They may live and some like housing project, and they are the most trusted individual in that person's life that owns that car. And it just so happens that that person was chosen because of the relationship that they had with that person that owns the car and was given that key to drive that car. You would have never known it unless you asked, and that person was honest enough to respond accordingly. Or that person does own that car. What did that person sacrifice to get that car? Because chances are, if they actually are owning that car and not just leasing it, well, shit, even leasing it, time, money. What was allocated more? 80% money, 20% time, or 80% time, 20% money? So it's the grind. But I contend that it's more about relationships. Because if you don't have relationships and you grind, There's going to get to a point, you're going to get to a point, we're going to get to a point, they're going to get to a point to where the grind grinds the gears in here, in the heart and in the mind. You realize you're putting 80% time or 100% time if you put no money into the game, and everything else around you is suffering because there's no attention brought to those other areas in your life, in their lives, in our lives. Woo! Child, please, can I preach? And I also think of it as like the stock market. If you got in early when the prices were low and you stayed with it, you're making pretty good money right now. And in this situation, if you got in the game and you spent a little bit of coin early on in the game and you boosted all your weapons and all your bots, and then all of a sudden you put a little bit more money into the pilots and the pilot skills, you boost a little bit of your weapons, a little bit of your bots, you're able to play just as much, but get probably I'm comfortable saying like at least half more, 50% more in resources at the end of every game, because your levels of weapons and bots and modules and pilots and all that stuff are greater because you got in early. Whereas now, no. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. But yeah, that's what I extrapolated from that comment. But it's true. It is true. I do a lot of card talks. I think a lot. Anyway, I got to roll. I love y'all. And no matter where you are in the world, I hope you, your friends, and your family are happy, healthy, and safe. Such a goofball. I declare my goofballiness bounces around like an actual ball. Peace, y'all. Love you.